London Calling is, all things considered, one of the greatest albums ever made. London Calling is, all things considered, one of the greatest albums ever made. From the title track to the very closing bars of Train on Vane, every track has got something special about it.
Its cover is one of the most recognisable album covers of all time. That amazing photo of Paul Simon smashing his bass on stage.
The cover was a copy of the Elvis Presley, a famous cover, which is a very clever thing to do because the music is just so different.
The video to London Calling, it's one of the great videos of the era. It's that rarest of videos. Watch the video and you can see how great the Clash were live.
It's brilliant. It's like their statement to the world, and it's really quite dark and depressing. It's they're like holding a mirror up to the world that they're living in and saying, this is not very cool, this is not good what's going on right now.
You sort of felt that it was a kind of political album without being overtly political. So all of a sudden, this band, which had previously been seen as this rather kind of sort of narrow punk band, were sort of expanding everyone's consciousness.
Now, obviously, on the album London Calling, the title track is the standout track. It's the one that everyone remembered. But probably my personal favourite track is Train in Vain. Now, this sounds really, really different to anything else that The Clash did, and actually sounds like proper, straight-up rock music. And it's also the track they used to close the album.
Yeah, The Clash had everything, really, at this point. For London Calling, you know, it's the performance is as strong as the music, as strong as the looks, is as strong as, you know, the attitude. Everything about them was kind of on point. They were phenomenal performers. The lyrics and the poetry to them, there was a kind of beauty to them and a rage. And I think, you know, at that point, they could do no wrong.
I think it's fair to say that, apart from Rolling Stones, The Clash are the ultimate rock and roll band. They were literate, they were self-mythologising, they rocked, and they looked great.
The legacy of The Clash is just incredible. And there are so many bands that you can trace back to them, or that, you know, overtly say, you know, we've taken something from them. Bands like U2, who really, you know, say they owe a lot to The Clash. Manic Street Preachers as well. The Libertines, you know, are so obviously adoring The Clash. You know, they've covered their songs as well.
They're kind of perfect as an influence because they're very exciting, the songs are great, but also you've got all this kind of firebrand political energy going through. So it feels relevant, and it feels like there's a purpose to it all.
The Clash for me are the ultimate, you know, punk rock band. The thing I love most about them is they combine intelligence with anger and with sheer poetry and beauty, and that's an incredibly exciting proposition.